One team that doesn't have a problem winning games, it is Melbourne, the new superpower in the AFL, the reigning premiers. The question is, have they got more to give? Have they got another level to go to, Kingy?
I think so. I think that it all comes off the back of what Max Gawn's been able to do with his leadership over the last 12 to 24 months. We all talked about the shift from personal reward to team success, and they've all shared in that. I mean, no one's talking down what Petrarca and Oliver and these guys have done over the last 12 months. They've been unbelievable. The best 1-2 punch in the competition in the midfield, Oliver and Petrarca. Oh, who will forget? Bang, bang, bang. You know, the commentary from James Brayshaw when they put the game absolutely to bed against the Dogs in that grand final was just made the hair on the back of the neck stand up. They're going nowhere. I mean, they've got enough talent. It's not a talent issue. It's not a structure issue because they're ahead of the game with what they've done defensively. But I just think this group have got a thirst for more. They're not happy with just one flag. They're not going to be like the Collingwood of 2010. They're not going to be like the Dogs of 2016. I think they're going to be like the Hawthorn Football Club. They want more, that thirst for a three-peat or at least a couple of premierships.
Robbo, how big is the quest to do it at the MCG? In front of the members, in front of the adoring Melbourne faithful, a lot of whom missed out on going to Perth. Does that help that hunger in chasing this next flag and becoming a dynasty?
Football is about real motivation and false motivation. I was sitting on the couch and I listened to Max Gawn 24 hours after the game. And he said, you know what, motivation, we'll do it in front of our fans at the MCG next year. And I thought to myself, you guys don't even have to look for a fake motivation next year. You've got it. We're going to do it at the MCG. It rolls off the tongue. Righto, we're going to do it at the MCG. End of that, righto, let's get down to business of playing their game.
It's a new challenge then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a new challenge. It's funny, I'm not a lot on social media these days, but geez, they're out everywhere, the Demons players.
So they should.
And I wonder,
should be enjoying themselves.
I wonder if a different coach from a different era, a la Dennis Pagan, would say, hey boys, wind it back in. Right, the new season's begun, but it's a new...
You're a hard man, you're a hard man.
Life's hard. Life's hard.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. They're having a great time. Yeah. We'll find out next year. They've got exciting players. Luke Jackson, what level is he going to go to next year?
Well, that's what's scary about this Melbourne team. This is the start of a dynasty because all the big guns are still in the sweet spot in the prime of their careers. But then you look at the upside still from Spargo and Sparrow, Rivers, Pickett, Harrison Petty coming along, James Jordan, Luke Jackson and Jake Bowie. They've still got so much upside in this group. And they're going to be... it's a dynasty. They'll be around the top of the table for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
How do you beat them? I mean, halfway through the third quarter, I know you've probably discussed this over summer with friends. Halfway through the third quarter, when Bontempelli just kicks that goal, I'm thinking to myself, oh, Bon, you know, you've just announced yourself. And then we saw what happened. Is there a weakness? Where do you attack them? Where do you think you can get them?
For me, I think because they are so sound with their whole structure, you just have to be very good at all the facets of the game. You have to be very good at the contest and clearance to match their balls. You have to take your opportunities in the front half when you get them because May and Lever and the others are going to, stop so many fortes forward. And you have to be strong defensively. So I just think when you're playing against Melbourne, you have to be good in all facets, and that's why I'm with Kingy. I can't see them, even if they are slightly, come with a little bit of a hangover or so to speak, their system will hold up. They'll win that many games of football because their system will stand up week in, week out.
The problem they've got is that when you're so good, the whole competition look at you and they pick apart what you... Look what's happened to Richmond over the last 18 months. Everything that they've brought to the competition with their turnover game, components of that have been stolen by the clubs. They start working out what makes you tick. And they negate that, whether it's by controlling the ball a bit more or not engaging in the turnover game. But the problem you've got with defeating Melbourne is their ability to punish. When they win the ball back, their ability to get it on the scoreboard is better than anyone else in the competition. And I don't know how you stop that. We don't talk enough about Bailey Fritsch in that forward 50. He was the best target in the competition last year. The number one target in the competition. Petrarca, when he goes forward, these young kids you spoke about, they're only going to get better. So I don't know where you start in terms of picking them apart. But if you're a Melbourne fan, get on board, get excited.
I think they're on board.
Well, don't be worried about what they're doing with the social media stuff and all that. Just embrace it.
I think they're on board.
I think, first of all, we've got to congratulate the way they celebrated last year. The gathering of a football club, with Neil Danaher and, Gary Lyon. We sort of felt like we were part of the celebration at the end of the year.
That event at the MCG, when a good friend of ours, Oxen, like Jeff Farmer and Noel McMahon, I think, was there from the 50s. I had friends go to that. It was almost their best day of their life.
round
good
one
on 'em.
against the Western Bulldogs to open the season. Mouth-watering stuff. The
What a
verdict, is it premiership or bust?
No, I think it's one for me. Number one.
Yeah, they're playing in a prelim. They're going to be playing in a preliminary final to make another grand final. I've got them second, but, you know, they'll be there at the pointy end, absolutely.
You got them second.
Yeah.
I'd like to see who you got number one.
Yeah. Keep that up.
The mystery.
You've just spoken about them as if they're the greatest team in the last 100 years.
Absolutely. But there's also other teams that can win a premiership, Robbo. There's other teams contending.
Can't wait. I cannot wait.
They're in the top four, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's all we need to worry about.
Yeah.
Top four, absolutely.